Were the Detroit Lions' biggest fan postseason on Twitter. Yeah. Can you break down the tweets?
I'm a big fan. I've seen the energy in the team. Everybody was hopeful for them to win the playoffs, and I just joined the bandwagon. I was like, man, look at the team. They're just hardworking guys.
Mm-hmm. How excited are you to join forces with a line that's really starting to look like it's young and talented?
It's a great opportunity, especially watching them. There's a lot of ballers, just to get them all under one roof. I think we're all going to have a great opportunity to eat.
Your Detroit Lions are officially where only the elites get to be. This is a point in time when we're actually talking about, the free agency and what the Detroit Lions will look to do in the year 2024. And then you have all of the potential power moves that can be had in the NFL draft, picking at pick 29. When you pick at pick 29 in Detroit Lions fans, it had to have been I need to know, what was the highest pick you can remember as a Lions fan that wasn't a trade or deal? It was like your pick. What pick was that? For a lot of you, even our young audience, pick 29, this has to be the highest pick or lowest, however you want to see it, that you guys have ever had maybe in your lifetime. Currently standing at right now, pick 29. This has to be a moment where you're probably unsure on what you guys would do at pick 29, or this is also a moment to show we were spots away from having that Super Bowl pick 32 spot that the Kansas City Chiefs are currently sitting at. So we got to get a guy. That has to be the whole goal at pick 29. We'll briefly talk about my personal choices that you guys should go with. But I want to start everything out with 2024. Where do you guys feel as if you guys are headed in the 2024 season? You're bringing back a lot of great talent. Of course, you had the rookie highlight reel himself, Gibbs, one of my favorite players. You guys know about all of that, everything we went through last year. But I need to talk about the pickups that you guys have brought in, because these pickups aren't anything to slouch over. You bring in guard Kevin Zeitler. He signs a one-year deal with you guys. This is going to be a good dude. After you guys lost Jonah Jackson through free agency to the Rams, he's going to be able, he's coming off a Pro Bowl year with the Baltimore Ravens, and he just beautifully slides in right next to Penei Sewell and right next to Frank Ragnow. So, I'm not saying Jonah Jackson was a letdown or was something good to get rid of, because I think he was actually pretty decent, really good. But you bring in, once again, a man who just came off a Pro Bowl year in the Baltimore Ravens in his 12th season. So he's even bringing, the same maturation that Frank Ragnow brings within the offensive line. So who knows what that can do for Penei Sewell in his future. So beautiful things in that regard. And once again, I think the main thing is keeping Jared Goff upright. Now, another amazing pickup that you guys were able to snag is, I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm a big Bengals fan. And you guys got DJ Reader, former Cincinnati Bengals standout, signed a 2-year deal worth up to $27.25 million with over $9 million guaranteed. Let me tell you guys what you're gonna get with DJ Reader. All right. So when it comes to the passing downs, it's gonna be off and on. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna a little bit hard to understand what exactly his role is on those passing downs. We, for the most part, only had him in there for first and second, and on those long third down plays for the most part. I would say this. I would say he is good in those passing down performances. It's just, when it comes to speed, and when it comes to the fact that he's coming off of that quad tendon injury, and when it's coming off the fact that he's had multiple injuries in his past few years, in his whole 8 years. I know with us, we've had him for about 4 years. He had an injury almost every single year except for a Super Bowl run, I believe. He is probably best for those first and second down plays, just because he is getting older. You guys put a lot of money down on him. And of course, when it comes to third and short, fourth and short, when it comes to anything running wise, he's one of the best in the league. He's one of the best in the National Football League with stopping the run. I am upset. I'm not upset that we lost them in the Bengals, just because of what we were able to replace him with. But when it comes down to a man that is being able to consistently move a center and or guard, because he does get double teamed a lot, and immediately become a heat-seeking missile for the running back, for the ball carrier, DJ Reader is definitely one of the best in the league. So you guys definitely buffed up, that run defense, especially up the middle with DJ Reader. So we love that. And then you guys bring back Graham Glasgow. You sign him to a 3-year deal. So that's beautiful. And then Donovan Peoples-Jones, okay? Former Cleveland Brown dude. He was traded to Detroit from Cleveland in October for a 2025 6th-round pick. So he's familiar with the system. He's going to be bringing depth to you guys. And so all in all, what you guys were able to do is bring him back and sign him to that 1-year deal. So everything's going to be hunky-dory with a guy like him. I think he shows great promise. And then Marcus Davenport, you guys agreed to terms with him for a 1-year deal. I still think this kid has a lot of potential. He has had his seasons where you're like, okay, he's a bust, but he's had games where it's like, okay, no, we can get something out of this guy. I believe from the Saints to the Vikings, now the Detroit Lions, this is his 3rd team that he's been a part of since 2018. So take that for what you will. He has a career of 23.5 sacks at the moment. He's going to be very effective on the edge, which will definitely help Aiden Hutchinson. Like, he's no slouch, he's no scrub. I just think this is going to be an awesome pickup for you guys, and there's going to be multiple games where you're going to see him pop off the screen. You're going to be like, yes, we made a legitimate signing with bringing in Marcus Davenport. And Amik Robertson, this guy has been awesome in the National Football League, coming from the Raiders. I remember him in the 2020 NFL Draft coming out of Louisiana Tech. Very feisty, very physical. He gets his. He is a risk-reward guy, but when you already have one also, and a player and a rookie that I also loved a lot in Brian Branch, who is more of an instinctual technician type of guy, to bring Amik Robertson, who is going to be not the opposite, but just more of a risk-reward athletic freak in Amik Robertson. So it's going to be a beautiful yin and yang, those two guys playing off of each other. And then lastly, we're going to talk about what I think you guys should be doing at that 29 pick. And the best thing about the direction that you guys can go within this NFL draft. I also forgot to mention Carlton Davis, corner out of Tampa Bay, that y'all were able to snag up. Like this instance from Carlton Davis in that secondary position, Manuel Mosley, and then of course Brian Branch, and then up front we got Aiden, DJ Reader, McNeil, that linebacker position. A lot of people in this world don't know about Alex Anzalone. I do. I've seen a lot of him from the videos that we had to do for you guys. Love him a lot. And of course, you got Campbell and Barnes. Like, you guys are at a position to take your pickings. Like, anything that falls to you guys, I think y'all should take. And so I don't know. Like, you do a mock draft. I only use PFF. I have multiple options up here. I have Jackson Powers Johnson, center out of Oregon. Of course, he's not going to be taking the job of Frank Ragnow, but you have an opportunity to get a big-time center in that regard. And then you have Peyton Wilson, linebacker out of NC State, who I love a lot, who's a magnet to the ball, but you also have ferocious linebackers, and you took one in the first round last year. This is a very interesting position that you guys are in. Maybe you go edge in the first round at the back end of the draft to where, you can have potentially a Chop Robinson behind Marcus Davenport and be able to give certain rep plays away from Aiden Hutchinson for rest reasons. Or I love the idea, even though you brought in Carlton Davis and you brought in Emmanuel Mosley, go and get another corner. You can't have too many corners. And I truly believe everyone in the league, they're playing to beat the Chiefs at some point in time. So bringing in corners, it's going to be massive. It's going to be very, very important. But you guys, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think from beginning to the end. How you guys did in free agency, the people that you were able to keep, the people that you weren't able to keep, and then what you guys should be doing in this year's draft. And I also need to know the predictions of next year. Is it going to go the same? Is it going to be the same beautiful story? Or are we going to have a little bit of trouble? Or we're going to have to figure some things out? Let me know in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe.